Hey, good evening. Coach Anthony Williams, founder and CEO of Connected Athletics. We are a startup company based in Austin, Texas. We're focused on helping student athletes successfully transition from high school to college and into a career based on their major, hopefully, after their eligibility is over. We are sponsored by our great sponsor, Buffalo Wild Wings. They are an active sponsor for high school sports here in Texas, and specifically in this case, sponsoring the Cywoods football program. So remember, for those of you that are watching this interview with Chris and I, during the week, throughout the season, anytime you go in and eat at Buffalo Wild Wings, they will donate 10% of your bill back to the football program to help out the coaches at Cywoods going forward. So remember that going forward. Tonight, we've got a very fast-growing prospect on the call, somebody I've been watching the last couple of weeks. Chris Agnew is a class of 21 defensive tackle. He obviously goes to Cypress Woods High School in Cypress, Texas. He's 6 foot, 265 pounds. And I mean, one of the best GPAs I've ever seen, 4.42. I didn't know you can go that high. He was first team all district. He's a team captain, which means he's obviously a leader. And as you can see there, if you want to get in contact with Chris from a recruiting standpoint, he's at Chris_Agnew 56. Chris, how you doing this afternoon?
I'm doing great. How are you?
I'm doing great, man. Thanks for coming on and sharing your recruiting story and your journey with these coaches and high school football fans. Let's just jump right in. Chris, you're sporting this great 4.42 GPA. Tell us about the importance that you put in your academics.
Well, my academic, I haven't always been like the best student, but throughout my high school career, I've done more of the, I've taken more of a challenging challenging schedule. I'd say I've been doing dual credit courses for the past 2 years and AP classes and all that, and just up at the top, just trying to grind out my get my GPA up and have a high GPA.
Yeah. With you taking these AP and dual course classes, I'm just wondering how many college credits were you going to graduate with at Cywoods?
Right now I think I have 6 hours from last year in my English, and then this year I'll get, I think, 3 for calculus and 3 or 6 more for English.
So 12 to 15 college credits when you leave high school. That's impressive. Very impressive. Tell us, what are some of your favorite classes? What are some of your favorite subjects in school?
My favorite subjects would probably be like the science and math side, because I've never really been good at like the English and writing and all that. It's just never been really my thing. I've always liked math and science over those two.
Okay. Would take this time to shout out. I'm sure there's some teachers there at Cywoods, or coaches or tutors that have helped you along the way. Take this time to shout out some of those teachers who've helped you out.
Absolutely. Coach Troquet is the best Algebra 2 teacher out there. She's helped me out a ton. It's been amazing with her my sophomore year.
Anybody else?
Not really. It's
okay. That's all right. Hey, tell us, you're a senior this year. What do you think you'll major in when you get to college next year? What are you thinking about?
I'm thinking about doing either a mechanical engineering degree, or somewhere along the lines of somewhere in engineering, or a construction management degree.
Okay. Well, it's something we also have in common. I'm an engineering degree major from playing football. I'll tell you, even though it was a long time ago, it's not easy, but it's doable. So make sure you pick the right engineering school if you decide to go that route, because I love engineering. I love engineering and athletics, and I think it's definitely something you can succeed in for sure. Chris, one of the things that college coaches want to know about the athletes that they're recruiting is their learning style. Tell us, are you more of a visual, verbal, or hands-on learning style?
I think I'm definitely more of a visual to hands-on learning. I can't really do the auditory learning. It's harder for me.
Yeah.
But definitely a visual or a tactile learner.
Does your learning style change based on whether you're in the classroom or on the field, or is it the same no matter what?
I think it changes in the classroom, on the field. In the classroom, it's just more of like the visual, what the teacher's doing, and then when I get to the football field, it's more I got to be hands-on. Like I got to be shown like what I'm doing.
Yeah. College coaches, once things open back up and they start coming on campus to check on prospects, We've always liked to go to the classroom and watch how an athlete handles himself in the classroom and what their body language is like. Tell these coaches, what's your body language like in the classroom? Are you sitting up front? Are you locked into the teacher? Tell us about that.
I'm definitely up. I mean, right now we're kind of confined to where we're at in our classrooms
Right,
because of all the COVID and that. But
right.
yeah, I'm definitely up. I'm listening, attentive, and asking questions. I always ask questions in calculus because that confuses me at some points. It's just trying to get the answers and know what I'm doing.
Good stuff. Okay. Hey, let's switch over to learning about you more personally. Tell us about your family, mom and dad. What do they do? Are you an only child? Are you the youngest, the oldest? Tell us a little bit about your family background.
Well, I got a mom and dad. My mom's a photographer, and my dad, he's what does he do? He's a president of North American sales at a company. And
Okay.
then I have one older brother. He attends Baylor right now. He played at Woods a few years ago.
Okay. So just you two, you and your brother. That's it. You're the
Yeah,
youngest.
it's just yeah. I'm the youngest, just me and my brother and my parents.
Okay. Good stuff. Good background. And then, we just talked a little bit about your size before we went live here. You're 6 foot, 265 down. What do you think your height and weight will be by the time you get into college next year?
Definitely. I think. I mean, I don't know about growing any high and any taller. Maybe 6'1", but I'll definitely be like 270, 275, if not more.
Okay. Coaches when they look at a kid's height and weight, they kind of want to know about the parents and the siblings' height and weight, or even the grandparents to see if the kid's got another growth spurt. How tall is your mom and dad and your brother? What are we talking?
My dad's like he's 6'1". My mom is like real short. She's like five. I want to say 5'4", something like that. And then my brother's like 6 foot.
Okay. And then grandparents, any height and grandparents side, either one?
I don't know. Never really met my grandfather. And then my grandma's real short too. She's like 5'4", 5'5". And then
Okay.
my mom's side's I've never really seen them either. They're in
Okay.
Europe.
Good. Okay. Hey, tell us, when you're not working out, getting ready for football, you're not in season, and before the COVID-19 shut down here, what are your hobbies? What do you like to do in your spare time when you have some free time?
I definitely like fishing. Fishing's fun. And then I go out to our ranch and do stuff out there, whether it's just like cleaning up, doing a fence line, fixing a feeder, filling feeders, checking game cameras. And then I do track and field outside. So there's that. And I'm an Eagle Scout. So
Okay. Well, busy guy with good grades and playing football. Coaches love that. I think we talked about it earlier. A lot of recruiting is taking place on social media right now. Tell these coaches that maybe haven't visited your Twitter page yet. What is your social media presence? What are you putting out there about yourself as a prospect?
uh, I'm putting out film, I'm putting out game film almost every week consistently. And then other than that, I don't really use my Instagram as much as I used to. And then Twitter is more just for recruiting purposes. So I'm just on there putting out game film, sending out film to coaches, texting coaches, and all that.
Yeah, Chris, I was telling you earlier, I've watched your last couple of games, and in fact, as part of the Buffalo Wild Wings sponsorship, we are doing these player of the game, player of the week images, and you've won it twice. Week the first two games, you've been the defensive player of the game. You're on fire, even against the Katy. Multiple tackles for loss. Tell us about your mindset as a D tackle. You've got great hands, great first step. You're physical. You can run down the line. Tell us about how you would rate yourself so far 2 weeks into the season.
I definitely think I have some room to improve on my stamina because I've been pretty tired and on some of those longer drives
Yeah.
as I think I was. But I mean, as far as technique and all that, I mean, I'm still working it, it's never perfect, but
Yeah.
still going. And
Yeah. No, I mean, I understand,
no,
this has been a very interesting pandemic off season where you probably didn't get a lot of conditioning in, but I'm just telling you, as somebody that evaluates kids for the All-American game, I mean, you're using your hands, your explosion, your pad level is great. You run down the line. I mean, I've just been very impressed with your huddle video updates. And so I'm sure a lot of coaches will find that very interesting as we get this information out there. Hey, tell us a little bit personally, what's your favorite football movie?
definitely the blind side.
Okay. Yep. That's a good one. What's your favorite food?
My favorite food would have to be some type of pasta.
Okay.
Pasta is definitely high on the list. It's got to be any type of pasta, really.
Okay. And then what about music? Who's your favorite artist? What kind of music do you listen to when you're working out?
When I'm working out, I just listen to whatever the coach got on in the weight room. But I mean, country. I'm a big country fan. Listen to a
Okay.
little bit of rap and hip hop before games and whatever. But favorite artist would probably be George Strait.
Okay. George Strait is a classic. He's a legend, so I got no problem with that. Hey, I
Yes,
call
sir.
this my dream scenario question. Let's say you have 4 great years in college and you find yourself in New York City for the NFL draft. Who is sitting at your table with you waiting for the commissioner to call your name?
Definitely my family, my mom, dad, brother, and then probably my high school defensive line coach, Coach Bradford.
Okay.
Definitely a big influence for my past 2 years.
Well, let's talk about that. Obviously, a relationship between player and coach is important. It sounds like coach is not just a great football coach; he's actually teaching things about being a man in life. Tell us about that relationship with your coach, with your position coach.
Well, he came in, what was it, last year, and I mean, he was just like a coach, and I was like, oh well, he's just gonna be another coach. Like we've had 2 or 3 rotate throughout my years here, and I was like, at first I was like, whatever, but then as like the year went on, year progressed, like I've noticed he's really invested in us, and he's not like any of our other coaches, and he's always trying to get the best out of us, no matter what it is. It's just he's going, telling us get it, and he's a good coach. I mean,
Would you say he's having an impact on you as much on the field as off the field?
most probably yes. He taught me how to deal with other people, how to not listen to all the hate and all the everything else. It's just
Yeah.
stay on your path, stay on your grind.
All right. That sounds awesome. That sounds like a great job, a great coach, and doing his job correctly. Chris, the other thing that coaches love is players that give back to their community. Tell us, how do you give back to your community? Are you involved in your church? Are you involved with a nonprofit? What are you doing to give back in the Cypress area?
Well, every once in a while, I volunteer with our Boy Scout troop whenever we used to, whenever we do like community service projects for other kids doing Eagle Scouts, or if I'm trying to get hours for my NHS, I'll do community stuff over there at like the food bank or whatever. And yeah, I mean, I'm not really in a church anymore following. I kind of just like I had to take a step back from all that and
Yeah.
focus on my grades last year.
Okay.
But
Nothing wrong with that. I'd love to hear that you're giving back, though. It's important. Tell us, Chris, what is your life? What do you want your life to look like once football is over, whenever that is? What do you want it to look like personally and professionally?
uh well, I like to have a family at some point. Probably
Yep.
living in either Texas or Colorado. Professionally, I'd like to have a steady job somewhere near the top and some business doing something.
Okay. Nothing wrong with that. Those are good goals. Another important part of being a student athlete, as you know, Chris, is how you communicate with teammates and coaches. How do you like to communicate? Are you pick up the phone and call me so we can have a conversation, or are you a text me guy, or hit me on my social media? Which way do you like to communicate with your teammates and coaches?
I like to communicate in person. I don't really like the whole texting, emailing, calling. I mean, it's if you want your answer, you got to go find him in person and talk to him there.
Yeah.
I like to just do everything in person.
Yeah, no, that's a great response. That's old school because this generation, your generation, as you know, millennials and Gen Z, it's like, hey, well, don't call me, leave me a text or something like that. And you're the opposite. I like that about you. Hey, let's switch over to recruiting here as we finish up. Tell these coaches what kind of teammate, how would your teammates describe you as a teammate?
Uh, if it's like on the field, I mean, I'm not that vocal player that's gonna just hype everybody up during the plays and everything. Like I'm just going, I'm getting, and then on the sidelines, I get up with my brothers, I get hype with them. But I mean, I think they describe me as a as a trench dog. They'd probably say that about me. Yeah.
Okay, that's good. That's a good nickname to have. I like it. Hey, you're in your senior year now, and 2 games in. Tell us, what do you consider your strengths, and what are some of the things you're working on as a defense tackle?
I think my strength are definitely my run stopping,
Yeah.
stopping that run, and then probably a couple weaknesses would be I need to work on my my pass rush and and just staying get my stamina up and keep moving without getting so tired.
Okay. Nothing wrong with that. That's a very honest assessment. Do you play any role on special teams? Do you long snap? Are you on any of the special teams coverage teams?
I am currently right now. I'm a second string lineman for our PAT field goals and a second string fullback for our punt team.
You know, college coaches love players that want to contribute early on special teams. Are you open to playing special teams in college?
I'd give it thought. I'm open minded to it.
Okay, good. And to tell us, are you a weight room guy? Do you love working out in preseason, in off season, get ready for the season in the weight room?
I do. It's fun when you get in there and just start lifting weights. I don't think many people say that, but I think it's fun. I love lifting weights.
Okay. Another thing that's important is being a dependable player. How would you describe how dependable you are to your teammates and your coaches?
I think I'm dependable. I mean, there's not been very many instances at all where I've like just flat out fell on the field and just given up. I think I give my 110% effort every single play.
What about, it's a great example, but what about off the field? When you say, if we're going to have a team meeting, you're going to be there on time. If the coach says we're going to have a position meeting, I mean, you're dependable as far as, hey, if you say I'm going to be there, I'm going to be there. I'll be there early and not on time and not late.
Every time.
Okay.
Never.
That's awesome. I like it. I love a player that's, you know, your word is your bond. If I say I'm going to do it, I'm going to do it. I'm not going to flake out at the end. I love that. Tell me, you know, I usually bucket players into two buckets. There are players that love to play the game, and there are players that love to practice and then playing the game. Which one are you?
There's days. It's I think it's more of an on and off thing. I mean, there's times where I love to come out to practice and it's just like the best thing ever, and then you get to go play, and then there's just those days where you're just like, I gotta get off this field, like I can't do this. I really do think that's the way it is. I don't think anybody.
True honesty.
Yeah,
no,
I don't
that
think
is true honesty.
Straight up love it or hate it. I mean, I think it's a day-to-day thing, honestly.
Yeah. No, I love your honesty. That is, I think any player that says that they love to practice every day is probably lying and fudging a little bit. So I love your honesty on that. Hey, as we finish up here, are you a film study guy? Do you watch a lot of film to get ready for your games each week?
You know, I used to not watch a lot of film. I'm getting more into it now because I was like really because I used to be like I'd watch film, but like I used to like not know what I was looking for or anything. But now I'm starting to get like more into it, asking more questions, and just starting to watch more film when I get the time.
Yeah. I'm sure you can help with that. I work with a lot of players as far as, you know, because there is a way. How do you watch film? You don't watch as if you're being entertained watching an NFL game. You got to watch down and distance situation. You're looking for tendencies. You're looking at your opponent over you. You know, does he tip what he's doing? Is he down blocking? Is he pass blocking? Is he pulling? There's a lot of different things you can get to film to make you a better player. So hopefully you're learning those things. You know, we talked about recruiting before we got on this interview. Tell these coaches right now, what's been your recruiting journey? Who are you hearing from? Who do you want to hear from? Give us a little bit of background about your recruiting so far.
Well, you know, it's been slow. I didn't really get anything before my senior year, but as soon as senior season started to come around during the summer, Southwestern University offered me a spot on their team. And then I'd like to hear from Tulane. That would be nice. And then I've had a couple other schools talk to me for a little while, but then I lost interest in those schools. So I just told the coaches how I felt, and it was that. But it's been a journey.
Okay. So you're pretty open. Let me ask you this. I mean, first thing coach want to ask, are you interested in staying in state to go to school, or are you open to going outside of Texas to go to school?
I'm open to going outside of Texas.
Okay. All right. Good stuff. Tell us, is there a certain D tackle at the college or pro level that you pattern your game off of? Who impresses you as a D tackle?
You know, I don't really watch NFL or follow NFL that like heavily.
Mm-hmm.
And then college, I only watch a few colleges, but I don't think I really base my playing style off of a certain player that I've like seen or watched. Not that I know of. So
okay. No, that's honest and fair. I like that. Trying to be the best D tackle you can be on every play. I mean, I like that. Tell us about a time, you know, obviously playing football is about overcoming adversity. Tell these coaches about a time in your life, either personally or dealing with football, when you had to overcome some type of adversity.
Definitely my sophomore year, I was not in a good spot with my head. I had been I've been suspended a few times, and it was just not like the best place in my life. And I had to really step back and look at what I was doing
Yeah.
and overcome that stuff. And it's been I've changed completely.
I would say so. I mean, based on your junior film and what you've been doing so far, 2 games in your senior year and your grades right now, obviously you've done a complete turnaround. And kudos to you on taking that step back. And once again, Chris, I got to tell you, you are probably the most honest player I've interviewed. I mean, you're not telling me what I want to hear. You're telling the truth. And I think, truth is something that's very powerful. I commend you on that. Hey, finishing up here, we'll let you get back to your night. You talked about, leadership earlier, being an Eagle Scout. Tell us, how do you define leadership and what are you doing to lead this year for Cy Woods?
So my type of leadership, I don't think I lead by speaking on things. I lead more by example. Like I'm not gonna stand there in front of my team and give like a big speech. I'm gonna go out there. I'm gonna do what's right and hope that my boys follow me and do those right things. I don't believe in the whole like you gotta speak to be heard and be seen.
Yeah.
It's more of your action.
Yeah, no, you're absolutely right. There are different types of leadership. There's the guys that like to yell and be in front, coming out of the tunnel. And there's guys like, hey, you want to lead? You want to show how I lead? Watch how I play. Watch how I prepare. Watch how I get ready for each week. So I respect that. Hey, last question here. Obviously college coaches love players that love to compete. Tell these college coaches what kind of competitor you are.
Oh, I'm in it to the end. I'll play until my heart stops. It's every play, every ball until the whistle blows, until the game clock ticks off 0.
Okay, I like that. Yep. Hey, we talked earlier. We'll finish up with your elevator pitch. Look into the camera and talk to all these college coaches that will watch this video. Tell them why they should recruit you, Chris, and what you're going to bring to their program.
I think you should recruit me because I'm a powerful run stopper. I'm in the ball every time. I'm getting off the ball, great hands, everything, and I got elevator pitch. Jeez. I'm sorry.
Keep it real. You're good. No, you're fine.
Powerful run stopper. I'm not movable in the gap. I'm staying my gap. I play my sound. It's everything you need. I mean, my height's a little bit of an but I mean, I'm there in playing. It's in the film. It's on the field.
That's it. No, I think that's very good. I mean, like I said, I evaluate film every day, and yeah, you're not the tallest D tackle, but when I watch the film, you get the job done. You use your hands, you have great technique, you've got a great motor, and that's what coaches love. So I think that'll definitely be something that coaches see. Well, hey, between myself and Buffalo Wild Wings, we want to thank you for coming on the Spotlight Podcast. Continued luck this season. You're off to a great start. Hopefully we'll have more success in the playoffs. If you need anything, you and I should be in contact. I definitely want to get you in front of some college coaches and help you recruit now, Chris. But thank you for coming on the show and have a great evening.
You too.
All right, thanks, Chris.
Yeah.